Oh, Elijah Schaffer. Oh, Elijah Schaffer. Come on in here, youngster. Come on in here. You said black people aren't Americans because of slavery. You said 3/8 human. My reaction is, tell me how you really feel. So, when we start talking about birthright, we start talking about beating around the bush with uh, citizenship and so on and so forth. What he's saying ain't that far fetched from what Donald Trump is playing. Or what Elon Musk throwing up signs? Yay, yay. Yeah, throwing up signs. Yeah. Ask yourself, does it all connect? Ask yourself, is there an agenda at work? Is it far fetched to ever question? You know, his rhetoric, he's racist extreme, but he doesn't hide who he is. 3/4 humans, which was part of the 13th Amendment. You're in a country for 400, 500 years. You still have black first. You pass down racism like a recipe to a guy who still looks fresh faced just with that beard on his face, but he's saying stuff. Now, what he really need to be saying is that no, black folks got to say in all of Europe and all the places, because if you was to pay restitution and reparations and everything, everybody would have to come out of pocket. Everybody, Africa included, all of it. Because black Americans have been separated from two continents. You got Africa, who hasn't brought us back home, and America, who has never made it at home. So when you got to fight and everything in between, you've never been fully accepted. Never. Never, ever, 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 ever. People like to act like they got blinders on, downplay what's going on, but it's right there. It's right there. And I tell white people all the time, I do have, have associations, etc., but I say it all the time. You got to signify with me. You got to signify with me. Because I don't make no excuses about how I feel, and I make no excuses about what I say. You have to signify. Black folks, too. Ain't no amount of money shuffleboarding, grinning, happy, and you win this or that that's going to eliminate the reality. Because the reality is that you're still not free and you're still not wanted. When he says what he says, as despicable as he is, there's truth to what he says. And let me tell you why. You wouldn't have to worry about police brutality. You wouldn't have to worry about anti-black bills. You wouldn't have to worry about driving while black, walking while black, thinking while black, go for a bank loan, medical. When people don't understand, it's the subtlety stings you. I think I've talked about it before. I'm going to say it again. It was 30 years ago. I went to go get my eyes done. And it was at I can't even think of the glasses place. It was at a mall somewhere. And I wanted to get Ray-Bans, which I did. Had my insurance. And I don't even be there 2 minutes, and the white dude's like, African Americans get glaucoma, and they separate you off the bat. So you either get hit with what you can catch or get because of your race, or you sit there in the place and then they come at you, and then you have to say, yes, I have insurance. Yes, I've got it. Yes, I do belong. Yes, I am a member. Yes. This is the hardcore reality of what you face being black in America, what have you. And they never let you forget it. So when he says that, it is hard psychologically. The place that viewed you as property still don't, because slave masters earn those money. And the mindset hasn't changed. And people who downplay it, why you think that we can tell the world we have black billionaires as entertainers? How much is Puffy really worth, or Jay-Z be really worth, or Michael Jordan be really worth, or Dr. Dre be really worth? What would they really be worth, or LeBron James? You up here showing that you billion, what are you really worth? You ain't worth a half of the bill because the plantation still owns you, controls you, dictates you, and displays you. Controls you, dictates you, and displays you. Controls you, dictates you, and displays you. Just like I said. So when I hear this guy, Elijah Schaffer, say this mess, he is he's definitely inherited something that he feels entitled to. And of course he's disgusting and it's very hard to take. But is he lying in the sense that how they really feel? Because if we have to sit here and hear people try to fight for the civil rights, to vote, to function, to cope, and we still dealing with this, do you really think that Dr. King could be comfortable with this? Do you think Malcolm X could be comfortable with this? Do you not think that Marcus Garvey was smart with what he was proposing and putting down? Because you're still dealing with the same old Jim Crow-ism. You're still dealing with this is how it's really done. And the reason why it all implies and why he is speaking what he's saying is because they put it right there in your face. There is no hidden agenda. It is real. It is real. And that's how it is thought and felt. That's why when you see the things you see in totality, that's in all forms. It's racist in all forms. Because you don't mean to tell me you still fighting to get ownership? You still fighting for your basic human rights? You still fighting to be heard? You still have to go through institutionalized systematic racism? They would rather build prisons and they would rather work with these corporations who tell you they're not going to do no more black diversification because it's not good. Walmart, McDonald's, I'm calling you out. Target, calling you out. Amazon, I'm calling you out. Because you're supporting Elijah Schaffer. And these businesses who don't, and they support the rhetoric that's going on with Trump and all these others, and Biden too, because all these politicians is the same. This ain't Republican, Democratic. It's both. It's the same party. Because they take it for granted. They either take it for granted, or unless you shuffleboarding and you grinning, you yeses, they got no use for you. So what are you? And that's the sad part. This guy's disgusting, but he know what he's talking. He know what he's saying because they have passed the recipe on to him. And that, how do you break the chains? Please like, subscribe, welcome thoughts, comments, and I do respond. Thank you. Wash your hands, keep your mind clear. Watch out for another. Share it if you like. Hit that membership. Stay safe, stay blessed, stay woke, stay free. I'm out.